Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the Seawolf attack submarines between the Los Angeles and the Virginia class. Please remember to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get right into it. Fact 1. Only 3 submarines. The Seawolf attack submarines are one of the most technologically advanced and most performant submarines of the United States Navy. However, it was conceived during the Cold War, and as a result, once the Cold War ended, because of the expensive price tags on these submarines due to their size as well as the technology that's packed within them, the United States military was unable to continue funding this program. As we'll get into it, this is a very expensive submarine, and during the Cold War there was absolutely such a need because the Russians were creating very advanced attack submarines, and the United States needed to counter that. However, when the Cold War ended, the United States didn't need such a submarine anymore, and because it was so expensive, they only had budget to build 3 of them, and that's why there's only 3 submarines in this class. Alright, fact 2. Jimmy Carter, the number 23. Of the 3 Seawolf attack submarines, one is extremely unique, the Jimmy Carter. The Jimmy Carter is actually longer than the other 2 Seawolf class submarines. And this is so interesting because it's not even the lead ship. But at the same time, because the United States Navy needed to modify the Jimmy Carter, and as a result, the Jimmy Carter is roughly 100 feet longer than the other 2 boats. This is because they inserted an additional section called the Multi-Mission Platform, or MMP. The MMP is a unique feature where it allows the launch and recovery of remotely operated unmanned underwater vehicles, or to insert and extract Navy SEALs as they continue to traverse underwater without having the sub needing to surface. The MMP can also be used as an underwater splicing chamber for tapping of undersea fiber optic cables. This modification on a Jimmy Carter came at a cost of $887 million. And so it is a pretty unique feature only on this one ship out of the 3 in the same class. Alright, fact 3. $3 billion each. As we mentioned in the first section, the United States simply ran out of money to continue funding of the construction of these submarines. These submarines cost over $3 billion each, and was getting too much, especially when the Cold War was over. Because of the Cold War's ending and the collapse of the Soviet Union, the United States Navy is very hard to justify having such an expensive and technology advanced submarine. And as a result, they created the Virginia class in order to be more cost efficient and smaller than the Seawolf class. The Seawolf class cost is really much its downfall on why there's only 3 submarines ever built in this class. If the Seawolf class did not cost so much money, up to $3 billion, they may have continued the program and constructed more submarines to eventually replace the Los Angeles class. But because this cost really spiraled out of control, and the United States Congress and the military really could not justify funding such a program that was really a product of the Cold War, which has been terminated. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 4. Shallow water operations. A huge advantage of the Seawolf class submarine is the fact that it can operate in littoral waters or shallow waters. Most attack submarines, such as the Los Angeles class, really can only operate in deep seas. They cannot go too near a shallow shoreline because it simply is unable to operate in that manner. However, because of the technology advances on the Seawolf class, it was designed so that it could operate in both deep sea as well as near shallow water near the shores of both the enemy and its hometown. I think it's a rather unique feature that unfortunately was not able to be replicated in other submarines. And it makes sense because this submarine is so expensive. It better have capabilities that are unique and advanced, or else it's very hard to justify its purchase price. Unfortunately, because other classes of submarines do not have this feature, most of the United States attack submarines could only operate in open, deep waters or open sea deep harbors. Only the Seawolf class, the three of them, could operate in near shore and in littoral situations. Alright, let's get into the next and final fact. 20 knots for silent operations. The Seawolf class is unique that it has different types of speeds for traveling. It could go maximum up to 35 knots, but if we want to go to a silent mode where other submarines using sonar would be unable to detect or hear the submarine, it reduces the speed down to about 20 knots. At 20 knots, this submarine will be virtually undetectable by the enemy and could sail past through their defenses and creep up along their navy resources or ships and completely destroy them. This is also another key feature of the Seawolf attack submarine. It is much more quieter and silent, and as a result, much more stealthy than both the Los Angeles and the Virginia class submarines. But again, that kind of stealth and that kind of undetectability comes at a high cost, and that high cost is $3 billion. The United States, even though it has the most funding in the military in the entire world, could not continue to make such an investment in their submarine fleet. It is very cool submarine. Alright, that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.